Hi, Timmy. So I heard that you were interested in science, and I wanted to go over today what are cranial nerves, because I think you'll find them quite interesting. So the first one is called our olfactory cranial nerve. Now that is a sensory fiber nerve, and it helps with smells. Anything that makes your nose go a little tingly, or when your baby brother soils his diapers and it smells really bad, that's thanks to your olfactory cranial nerve. Now, our second one is called the optic cranial nerve. Now, the optic cranial nerve is a sensory fiber nerve, and it helps with our vision. Helps us to see and send that information to the brain. Now, attached to the eye are three cranial nerves, and they're kind of grouped together because they all are motor fiber nerves and they help with eye movement. Those nerves are the oculomotor, trochlear, and the abducens cranial nerves. And again, they all help with eye movement. They're the muscles that are around your eye, and your eyelid, that kind of stuff that help control where your eye is looking. Now, the fifth cranial nerve is the trigeminal cranial nerve. Now, it is both a sensory fiber and a motor fiber nerve. The sensory fiber part of the nerve, it deals with our face and our teeth. When you're eating some ice cream and the sensation of it being super cold, that is what the trigeminal cranial nerve helps with. Secondly, the motor fiber one, when you're chewing, those muscles that you use in chewing are from the trigeminal cranial nerve. Now, the seventh cranial nerve is the facial cranial nerve. Now, the facial cranial nerve deals with our facial expressions and our taste, and it is a motor fiber nerve. So, like I said, it deals with your facial expressions. If you've ever noticed when someone is angry or happy, you can tell that because their facial cranial nerves are creating those muscles to form those expressions. Our eighth cranial nerve is our vestibular cochlear nerve, and it is the auditory nerve. It is a motor fiber nerve, and it deals with our hearing and our balance. It sends that information there for us and allows our brain to process it so that you can even hear what I am saying right now and explaining to you as we talk. Now, the ninth cranial nerve is the glossopharyngeal. It is both a motor fiber and a sensory fiber nerve. Now, the motor fiber part of this cranial nerve deals with throat muscles, and it helps us to swallow and all that good jazz. Now, the sensory fiber deals with the parts in pink, the back of our tongue, the tonsils, and the pharynx. Now, it deals with all of that and gives all the information from those to our brain. Now, our vagus cranial nerve is also a motor and sensory fiber nerve. It is, in fact, the longest cranial nerve that we have in our body. It controls and sends the information from all of our internal organs, including, as you can see here in the picture, a heart. It kind of sends all that information from all of our internal organs, our stomach, all that good jazz, to our brain. so our body knows what those need. Now, the 11th is our spinal accessory cranial nerve. And this one is a motor fiber nerve, and it controls the neck and the upper back muscles. So when you shrug or you turn your head, that's thanks to the spinal accessory cranial nerve. The 12th and last cranial nerve is the hypoglossal. It is a motor fiber nerve, and it helps with our tongue movements, which of course helps us with speech. So whenever you're trying to talk and your tongue is making those movements inside your mouth, that's thanks to the hypoglossal. I'm glad that you were able to spend some time here, and I hope you found it interesting.